joining us at True Blue Homeschool. On this adventure, we learn what it takes to be a citizen scientist by participating in an amphibian survey project. You may know that my 12-year-old son Tom is passionate about frogs. Well, I scoured the country looking for frog-related real-world learning opportunities and found the Biodiversity Institute. So we hitched up the trailer and headed to Laramie, Wyoming. First stop was their small nature center. A few live specimens and some educational displays. They also had a museum of vertebrates, but it was by appointment only. Next, we participated in a 5-hour training class to learn about the Amphibian Research Project from Wyoming's only herpetologist. She was a great teacher, and I was really pleased we chose to take the in-person training in addition to the online class. And Tom was front and center.
And you want to try to catch it. Don't do that. The better way to go is to put the net, but usually between the frog and water, because if they get into water, it's really, really hard to get them back out again. So that's where they're going to try to hop to, because that's their safe place.
Tom's favorite part of the class was the hands-on component. We learned how to catch frogs safely and test for chytrid fungus, using local northern leopard frogs as our training subjects. No frogs were harmed, and we learned how to identify local frogs, toads, and salamanders. Then we headed outside for the final part of the training, which was learning how to use the GPS. I was thrilled to learn and practice the GPS skills so I could later teach them to Tom. Our next step was to go camping, so we'd be closer to our catchment area to conduct our survey. We are getting set to go out amphibian surveying. We've been camping for the night. We have all our possessions ready, I think. We have our data sheet and our frog guides. We have our waders, jackets. We have the supplies that were given to us by the Wyoming Biodiversity Institute, and a few extras. We need scrubbing brushes and tools for cleaning off all the boots and everything when we're done. We have towels. I have my GoPro, which I'm going to wear to take pictures of the frogs. We have more waders. We have bleach, because we need bleach solution to wash off all the boots and things. Some other things you might want if you're doing something like this is we also have walkie-talkies in here, because we do walk around different sides of the lakes and the streams. We have snacks, we have some plastic bags, we have plenty of gloves, plastic bags to sit on, because partway around the lake you have to stop and fill out your survey sheets. Extra water, and we do have spare clothes packed as well. Alright, let's go get this adventure started. The survey site was between Laramie and Cheyenne, Wyoming, and the scenery, once we turned off of Highway 80 and onto the dirt roads, was absolutely spectacular. We were in the Medicine Bow National Forest. It was cloudy and chilly for the first 15 minutes or so, but the clouds dissipated and it turned into a warm day. Absolutely perfect weather for a frog survey. Well, we made it to our access point. It's along dirt roads and it's a beautiful drive off of the highway. We used the GPS to verify that we're in the right place. We've put on our waders and we are all set to go down this hill using the GPS device to find our starting point.
We are in Medicine Bow National Forest, and I've got a bunch of stuff on because it's cold, but this is a GPS which we're gonna go use to find the location to start our frog survey. We're gonna go looking for all sorts of frogs, salamanders, tadpoles, and do a complete survey of the area. Oh, this way!
What? I don't think they're chocolate Easter eggs. Let's see your chocolate Easter eggs.
Look, so we had a whole basket of them.
I think they're not from the Easter Bunny. I think they're from a deer.
The Easter deer. Brought them for us to find while doing our frog survey.
Funny boy. The path down to the water provided a lovely scene, and we were really hopeful at the job ahead of us. It took us some time to get our bearings, consult our maps, and determine the correct starting point. Our GPS unit gave us some grief, switching directions, not maintaining its position, and shutting down once. but the maps provided on the data collection sheets were helpful, and we were soon able to get started. Man, there's a lot of goose poop. This little landing's used by a lot of animals. This little landing's used by a lot of different animals. There's different types of poop.
This is good habitat.
It is good habitat.
Well, emergent vegetation. You could put a big fat yes for whatever this site ends up.
Lots of emergent vegetation, you say. There's also droppings. You definitely want waders for this place because it's really boggy.
Oh, yeah.
It has rained the last couple of days, so that could have something to do with it. And we are now like June 21st. There were a few areas that were easily accessible, and we could do the dip netting and look for eggs and tadpoles. But we soon found much of our site was extremely difficult to pass through. We had significant challenges with the wet, boggy ground, but we had waders. But the most difficult part, and dangerous at times, was the dense vegetation. Unfortunately, we had to give up. The terrain was just impossible in so many parts. Not all scientific endeavors work out, but I know how important the amphibian research is, so I was disappointed. But we learned a lot, and I'm thankful Tom got to follow his passions and learn real-world skills. So we packed up and headed back to reflect on our day's adventures.
It was really marshy, and we had to fight our way through constant willows and deep water and marshes. And yeah, it was just quite a struggle. And in the midst of that, we didn't even see any frogs, tadpoles, or eggs.
Would you say it's a success?
Well, we gave it our best effort. We didn't find any though, so I'd say that it was a semi-success.
Well, that's it for this homeschooling adventure to participate in an amphibian survey. I hope you get inspired to learn more about frogs, road schooling, or at least following your interests. Subscribe and join us next time as we homeschool one adventure at a time.